Hello and welcome. This is the Cat and Erna show. Is this happy enough, Cat?
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'll be quiet.
That's Cat. My name is Erna, and this is your weekly dose of hypnotherapy, spirituality, live,
Personal development.
personal development.
Mhm.
Oh, almost forgot that one. And of course, us. Us.
Couldn't be better, but it could today. Is better because we
Yeah,
have a guest.
we have a guest. And our guest is Collette Schildkraut. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes. Actually, amazingly enough, you did. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it's Schildkraut is like German, so for us it's easier to.
Yeah,
probably
it's not that easy here. It was a tough one to teach my kids how to spell from an early age. So yeah. It's easier for Europeans to like say it, I think, than Americans.
Yeah, true. So,
I'm not
Collette,
American.
welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, can you tell us a bit about yourself before we dive into some questions?
Okay, so a bit about me. I am a mum of 3. I have 3 dogs. I'm hoping they're not going to bark right now as someone walks by the house. So
If
fingers
they do,
crossed.
they do. We have dogs as well. And
okay.
it's totally fine.
Because one starts the other one off.
Yeah.
I am originally from England and I moved to New York about 30 years ago. Met my husband and I've been here a while, as I said, 30 years. I work with a whole bunch of different, in my original days, I was a social worker and I helped with, that sort of stuff. And I guess I've always been on a healing quest, looking for everything and anything, healing energies, Reiki, quantum touch, and now I work really with EFT, which I think is amazing. I think everyone should learn EFT and hypnosis. That's what I do now.
Yeah.
And
you do that for a living?
Yes, I do that for a living. I work with people. Primarily, I work with women who struggle to lose weight. That was my journey. Often it's linked to childhood trauma or just childhood experiences. You could have the best family life ever, but there are some experiences that have affected you. And parents, for the most part, are doing their absolute best. They're winging it, but we all mess up. Yeah, me included. I got 3 kids. So those experiences affect you and often create this lifelong struggle with losing weight, which is actually simple if you learn to eat for your body, but it's not easy because of all of these emotional attachments and experiences. So with my hypnosis and EFT and stuff like that, I help people heal like that aspect, process that aspect and let it go. So then they can literally just eat for their body and not have to worry about diets again, because that's where I am. Yeah, hey.
And that's
always
thing,
good,
right?
that you have the experience that you did the journey yourself, huh?
It took I probably spent most of my life on diets and being miserable with my body and hating my body and all of the things that you miss out. My mum actually passed away when she was very young. She was 49. And after she passed, and I was still going through this whole body thing myself. After she passed, I realized we had no photos because she hated to be in photos. And it was so sad for me because I didn't have any photos of my mum. And I realized I was doing the same thing with my kids. No, I'll take the picture. Oh, no, I don't want to be in it. And I was just like, oh, my goodness, I can't keep, I got to break that cycle. And so that's part of my journey.
Wow. This happens a lot. While you were talking about childhood trauma and all that, or you could have a perfectly fine childhood and still have issues with weight. I was just thinking that's the thing, that logically we do understand what we need to do.
Yeah.
To get rid of it. We do understand what we need to do to exercise, to eat right, or to try that diet, or even think, oh, it's a life change. But when something has happened that you don't understand with your logic, or you might even know that something happened.
Yeah.
But
it could be real trauma. It could be like not just like a pretty much happy childhood. I mean, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, a lot of the time we just keep keep repeating the same patterns over and over. And it's so frustrating because, as you said, you know what you have to do. Most people are probably professionals at dieting at this point. Just can't get it done.
Yeah.
Or they can for a period. And then
okay, that's where I like to come in, as that missing link, because my biggest competition is diets. And when I talk to people, they're like, I really want to do this, but first I got to lose this weight before I can focus on working with you. So now I say to people, I'm not going to ask you to stop dieting, because by doing that, I was kind of like keeping people at that stuck place of doing a diet, losing the weight, and then gaining it back, losing it, slowly gaining it back. So now what I say is, that's okay, you can do your diet, but at the same time, let's retrain your brain and the way you think about food, feel about food, and behave around food. So that when you're done with this diet, you know what, it could be your last one. And that's where we're going. I think that's less threatening to people than me saying, no, quit diets for good. People don't want to hear that.
Now, the moment that you say, no, you have to stop.
No,
I don't have to do it.
I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I mean, I had the best intentions and it works what I do, but if someone's not there in that right mind space, then they're just going to be fighting it forever.
Yeah, I'm thinking, if you said that to me, if I were on a diet and I really needed to lose the weight and I wanted to see you for you to help me, and you said, stop your diet.
Yeah.
I just talking about it right now, I'm having a picture of myself becoming bigger, because if I don't do the diet, even though I believe in what you're doing, then what if I gain weight?
Yeah. I get that. I totally get that. And you know, right now there's a massive buzzword around, which is intuitive eating, which I personally believe in. Eat for your body, because everybody's different. Everyone needs to eat different foods. And a lot of it out there is saying, you know, you just eat what you want. Oh, and I know that throws people into a panic. And it's more than that. It's not just eat what you want. Yeah, there are 4 rules. Eat what you want as long as you're hungry. Eat what you want as long as it's what you actually want and not what you think you should eat. Eat mindfully, slowing down. What is your talking? Not my one. Eat mindfully, slowing down, and stop when you're full. These are the 4 basic rules, but they are like a minefield for people. So that's where I like to step in and help with the emotional aspect of it, to help retrain the brain and understand and process some of those past experiences. So you can do both.
And I had a session once on weight loss. And what came up in my situation was that we didn't have a lot of money when I was a child. So I would eat, I don't know what the word is in English. Those kind of, it's like a baguette, but it's a small one with
Croissant?
butter.
Oh, a croissant?
No, more like
good bread. Good bread and butter.
Just white bread and butter. Or
nice.
Oatmeal with sugar and milk. That's what we had.
With sugar, sugar.
Yeah, sugar and milk, yeah.
It was great. I loved it, even though we had to have it. But it turned out that I just ate and kept eating because I was used to not having much, or not having that much to choose from. And of course, it makes sense. It's just like
so you know, right? You know, because of what you do, you know, hypnotherapist, and going through that session, you know that you understand that the unconscious part of you is protecting you from ever being hungry again.
Exactly.
Right. And it's just going to say, well, just go and eat it. And actually the foods that you were given were probably the cheaper foods, but the more filling foods, and the little bit of sugar made it, you know, whoever gave that to you was feeling the lack, but wanted to make it as good as they possibly could for you. Yeah. So everything gets mixed up, as you know, you did all that. And I think a lot of people don't realize that that's what happens. Your unconscious mind thinks it's doing the right thing, but it's just really not. And I think that sometimes I think a lot of people are very skeptical of hypnosis, as I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Don't start.
Exactly. But it really does get to the crux of it, and just an awareness and making those changes are like the foundation of permanent change. And this is where I also love EFT, because I think EFT is giving someone a tool to take on their daily life. And I believe in something called tapping bitch, which is tapping on everything in your day, not allowing those little annoyances to get stuffed down and build up. I mean, we also come from a society that doesn't really appreciate feelings. I come from England, and you know, you really did not like speak your mind or right. It's like, you know, you be good, you be nice,
that mask on,
and if you're upset about something, then you shove that down like a good girl, right? Being angry was very scary to me. I had to deal with a lot of oh, that's my dogs. That's the big one, and there go the little ones. Okay, I'm shutting the door. I had to deal with a lot of repressed anger. I had so much repressed anger that I had no idea that I had, because it didn't feel safe to get angry, because if I was angry, people weren't going to like me. And I'm not saying that means you can go around going like bleh, and getting crazy with everyone, but you've got to acknowledge you have your feelings rather than shoving them down.
True.
And I think that affects a lot of our eating habits too. We eat to stuff the feelings down.
For me, the weight gain came after the children, after my first. Gosh. And then in Corona time, my daughter wanted to drop some weight, and she was just eating healthy and minimal, but food that keeps you full. So I joined her and I lost weight. Now,
in COVID, nice.
In COVID time. But she left last year to live abroad, and it collapsed again. So I gained so much weight again. It's like, crap. And I do know what to do.
But isn't it a combination of habit and
and it's not that you can't eat those foods that you want to eat, because you know that once you start saying I can't have it, you're like, oh, don't tell me what to do, and I'm just going to go and eat it twice. So there's that aspect. It really is about changing the way you feel about food, because if you're someone who needs to have a reward at the end of the day because you worked really hard, and you have all of those, okay, let's look at that for example. Maybe when you were a kid, you were rewarded with cakes or food or ice cream. Maybe when you got good grades, that was something that you got a sweet treat. You know, there's so many different things that are mixed up in these emotional experiences that as an adult, we often think, you know, I've worked really hard. I've eaten well all week. I deserve a reward right now. I deserve to reward myself. But somehow our thought processes have rewards all mixed up in food.
Yeah, exactly.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it myself. I've given my kids ice cream as rewards too.
And when they're sad. Oh, come on.
This will make you feel better.
Never did that.
Yeah.
I've never done that, just because I was like, oh.
Because you knew.
Yeah. And my children were quite chubby. Well, I had some extra weight on them, even though I was we ate healthy, and at some point I just banned all candy, and a bit to the point that when they had friends over, there's never anything nice to eat, Mama. It's only apples and carrots and tomatoes, and it's not fair.
Tomatoes. Although cherry tomatoes are delicious.
Yeah, the cherry ones, but you know,
And I might add, if you put sugar on it, it's delicious. I ate that as a child.
On tomatoes?
Yeah.
Really? I like sugar on avocado, but tomatoes?
I haven't tried that.
Sugar and avocado.
Lemon juice and a little sprinkling of sugar.
So every bite on the tomato, put sugar on it.
So now I've put salt on a tomato. I never thought of putting sugar on. I have to try it.
I don't even know why and how and when I started doing that, but what I have. Yeah.
Did you ever give that to your kids?
No.
To get them to try it just because?
No, because I know what will happen. No, and I don't do it myself anymore. I
That's
think I was a
funny.
teenager when I did it, but I haven't.
I mean, as far as candy and things like that go, it's okay,
we
right?
do that.
Yeah.
We do that, but I don't need to put something else on top
That
of
is
it.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
Mm.
quickly become habits, right?
yeah. Then exactly, and that's what I did when I came home from school. Ooh, do we have any oatmeal with sugar on it, or do we have a tomato? So yeah, bad habit.
That makes sense.
But I'm curious about the intuitive eating.
Yeah.
Because mostly I would love to have chocolate candy or something delicious to drink.
Something delicious to drink. So why don't you?
I can and I do,
Okay.
but there's a limit because I could continue doing it.
But is that a limit that you give to yourself and that you're okay with? Because listen, in life, we have to give ourselves limits. That's just a part of life. That's not to say you can't do that. It's like you can give yourself limits and stick by them. Nothing wrong with that. Is that a
Nothing wrong with
comfortable
that.
limit for you? Is it a comfortable limit
No.
for you?
Because I still feel I need more sessions on that. I am healthy and I have a perfect body and all, but still, it's like I feel like I have a sugar addiction. So if I start, I can keep going and going.
Right.
And that's not healthy. And that's why I need to stop. But still my mind triggers me like you want it, you need it, you know you have it in the cupboard because that's where it is. Yeah.
So then that's something you could get curious about and figure out what memory it's triggering you. Do you do EFT tapping?
No, I don't know how to, but I've tried it once.
So EFT, I can give you some paperwork and a guide,
Can we
but
do
yeah,
a
yeah, sure. I actually have an EFT Tapping Like a Mother podcast with my friend Lee, and we basically it's tapping like a mother because we're like your fairy godmothers in tapping,
Wow.
and we you know, basically we've both got kids and we tap about general things that happen as parents and children and whatnot. So tapping, what I would do is if you tap through it, you could even have the food in front of you, right? Tap through it and look at the food, think about the food. I actually have a video, which I haven't edited yet. I have a bunch of the videos on this topic, but I did a really short one. It's about 3 minutes. And when I've edited it and I put it on YouTube, I'll give you the link because you should go through it with this food. Yeah. Have the food in front of you, look at it, see it, and tap through it. And just like tap through, say, oh my God, I really want that. How much do I want it on a scale of 0 to 10? I want it like a 10. I want it like a 10. And just look at it, right? And actually bring it closer to you and look at it and think about all the feelings as you tap through the points. And I'll give you a guide to the points. As you tap through the points, you want to think about what it's sparking in your memory. The first thing that pops in, even if you think you're making it up, it doesn't matter. Just keep going through it. And then I want you to you can stop tapping. I want you to open it up and I want you to smell it using all your senses. You smell it, you taste it. And I want you to think of the feelings it gives you in your body, relaxation, excitement, whatever it's given you in your body, and what it reminds you, or basically who it reminds you of, the first person that pops up in your mind. And you're gonna kind of like really amplify that feeling and envision so I don't always see pictures in my mind, which was something I learned from TikTok. Blew my mind. I thought everyone was like that because I had a voice narrating in my head the whole time. And I'm like, what do you mean? You have pictures in your mind? I don't understand. My husband has pictures in his mind and he was explaining to me and I'm like, tell me. He said, I just see everything in a picture. And I'm like, what? And being a therapist, I had no idea. But I dream with full pictures, full colorful pictures. It's so wild.
So anyway. You can do it.
So I can. So you think I would be able to. And I'm actually an artist. And I could never draw from my mind when I was in art college. And I didn't know why, but now I know why.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so you narrate, you feel that feeling, whether you see that person in front of you or not, you talk yourself through that person. And you're still going to kind of like the words will create a picture in your mind. And then what you do is it's like a whole process. I'm just going to do it a little bit here. A whole process, you look at them. And you and kind of like as you look back at that food and everything that feels good about that food, you kind of like take all of those feelings out of the food, all of those feelings out of the food that like, you just almost like, as you pull out all of those good feelings that you get, it creates this big ball of light that you put in your hand. And you kind of then look at that person and you have this big ball of happy, joyous feelings. It's just a very short, like 5-minute exercise, and you hand it to them. And as you hand them that ball of light and joy and happiness that you got from that food, you see the look on their faces, pure, they just adore you. And they're so ecstatically happy that you're giving them those joyous feelings. And they take it from you, and they take it and they put it into their heart. So this is a back and forth a little bit. And then when you're done with that, you go back to that food and you taste it. And I guarantee you that food has changed taste. There's something about that food that's changed taste. Now you might need to think, okay, I still like it because it still has an aspect of whatever it is. And then you work on that aspect, like taking that aspect. And again, you go back and forth with the ball of light. It's literally, it's a 5 to 10 minute exercise, and it works really well, really, really well.
It sounds a bit like tapping with self-hypnosis.
Yeah. It could be, yeah. But that's just one of the things that I do. And I like to teach that to people because that's something they can do on different foods. But it only works on food that you have a craving with, that there's an emotional attachment to. It's not going to work on anything that you, I could just go eat chips or cookies right now. It's when you have that specific food, like you just said, Kat, that you are craving. You know it's in the cupboard and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you that video. And
yeah, please do.
You try it and let me know how it works.
What if I don't like chocolate afterwards? I don't want to.
No, I've had a massive chocolate addiction for years, and I've done that with me on chocolate. I still eat chocolate, but I don't have that uncontrollable urge anymore. I eat it, I enjoy it.
I want it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a lot of rain right now and thunder. That's why I just closed the windows.
That's because it was so hot.
Yeah. So I'm going to mute myself when I'm not talking because it's loud.
Can't hear it.
We don't hear. I don't hear anything.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't hear it.
No problem then. Let me know.
Hey, we went through barking dogs already, so
yeah, it's because it's just really loud to me. So I'm like, it must be really disturbing, but it's not. Okay.
no.
So people come to see you because they want to lose weight, or they have tried to lose it, or do you have anyone who just comes to you because they haven't tried for a while, or they just haven't tried it and they decide, okay, I want to lose weight now, so I see you immediately instead of trying yourself first.
So I see people that are on a diet right now. That's okay. I see people that are over the diet, past the diet, but I actually created a membership in October because I realized there's a missing link, and the missing link is that support that I could have I needed. You know what, in between the diets, I needed that missing link. And I had a membership, whereas every month we explore a new topic, like snacking at night, talking negative talk to yourself, like, cut the crap. So each month is something: emotional eating, motivation to exercise. So each month is something different. And each month has a very short. So I make hypnosis audios for my clients that I don't think they need them, but they like them, right? They feel that it really adds to that, help them with motivation and accountability. So within the membership, each month there's a new 10-minute hypnosis that has to do with that month's topic. And I also do subliminal audios in there, and I do like like an explanation of the 4 simple rules to eat for your body and stuff like that. So each month has whatever it is they do, and I have all those things in it. And I started it in October. And it's funny because a lot of the people that have worked with me in the past that are doing okay, they're doing well, life happens. Those voices in your head never, ever, ever really truly go away. They just don't. I would love to say they go, but they don't.
No.
But we respond to them differently than the way we used to. They're not that same trigger that they used to be. So by doing this membership that people that have worked with me in the past have joined, and they're all still with me from October till August. So touch wood, I seem to be doing something great.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about it because it keeps them and I work it around them. If they've got a problem one month, then I'm like, okay, let's work on that this month, and I figure out the hypnosis. They love listening to that daily hypnosis. That daily hypnosis, they say, is what just keeps them aware of not just kind of like falling back into old habits or stuff like that, and the stuff that they don't want. That if they lose the weight in the past and they've reached their goal weight and they're like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then they go on a family vacation and they get triggered by whoever else is around them on family vacation. They find themselves like stuffing them food because they feel that comparison to their sister that no one else is doing, but they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's how we end up back in that same place. So by having the membership and they listen to these audios every day, and they can switch it up, and doing the things there, I think this is the missing link to that accountability and support and guidance along the way.
Yeah. I think you do have something there, because I did find the sessions that I got from my things that either the effect was in a few months or it was directly, but it seemed to fade away a bit. And sometimes I get the audios that I listened to at the moment, and then I'll start listening to them again to sort of reinforce it. So I think that this is really powerful for people, especially with weight loss. Because it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing,
and life happens, as you say.
It does. And so as I said, sometimes I have requests to add in the cut the crap negative talk audio and the stop snacking at night audio, and there's just, it all started with one audio which was Get Slimmer, which was basically talking you through how to sort of a little bit like intuitive eating, but putting it into your unconscious mind so that it becomes second nature. And I kind of literally just jumped in and went, you know what, I think this would be a good thing. This is something that I could really have benefited from. But at that point in my life, I didn't know hypnosis. I didn't know anyone now we have a lot of colleagues that can help us out with the hypnosis stuff, thank God. And I love that. But at that time I didn't have it. And when I look back at my journey, I'm like, I think this is going to work. And then they say, you know, I love this hypnosis and this hypnosis, where you combine them because they like to listen to them at night when they go to sleep.
That's powerful, huh?
Yeah.
So it's just 10-minute audios.
Each audio. So I used to give longer audios when you have hypnosis clients, right?
Exactly.
No one has the time. No one has the time, and then they feel guilty that they can't listen to this 20-minute audio. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to and because it's an ongoing. They can listen to the same hypnosis for the same 6 months. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Or they can pick a new one. It doesn't matter. But it's 10 minutes, and I think it's a lot easier to say, you know what, I can make myself listen to this 10-minute audio today. I'm just going to make myself. Or if you miss a day, then it's easy to fit it in the next. You know, sometimes you've got family visiting. You've got not 1 minute to yourself. So 10 minutes is something they can say, I can just listen to as I go to sleep tonight. And so I think it's the missing link, to be quite honest. And I don't have. So I started it off as like I started it off with 15 members. I'm not that great at launching and closing it and doing all that. I'm so bad at that. I can't deal with that. So it's an open all the time. And I'm up to 26 members right now. So again, I'm not that great at marketing it and advertising it, but I just think, you know, they told their friends. Yeah. And I think it's the missing link to a lot of this issue around weight.
And do you have your membership on Facebook or?
Yeah, they can find it on my website, on my Facebook page. Do I? Not really. I mean, how do you keep telling people every day, oh, join my membership? I feel so uncomfortable doing that.
Okay, so is it see, I did it again. Is it only if they've been a client?
No.
Or can anyone join?
So you have some of these people that are like, oh, I'm not too sure about having a couple of sessions with you. And they like, I want to do this diet at the same time. And I'm like, so then join the membership. It's easy. It's kind of like do it yourself. We have weekly meetings and I have a special Facebook group and I am always there. And as people sometimes we hit a wall of resistance, right?
Yeah.
I've tried and I can't listen to the hypnosis audios. I just can't do it. And then or the guilt and all that stuff. So then I'm very accessible and we chat and we're like, okay, well, how can we break this down to the babiest of steps that you can just get one thing done a day, take all the guilt out. And I love it so much because I think I keep saying it. It's like the missing link to all of this stuff with food and weight. This is exactly what I would have loved to have had. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So the name of the group is called?
Well, you can find me on Facebook. And if anyone goes to my website, ColletteSchildkraut.com, you'll see the membership that you can join there. The Facebook group is a private one, but I do have another tap-in for weight loss and beyond is my Facebook group. Because tap-in is something I can teach you to do for yourself when it comes to cravings and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're interested, join the groups, go to the webpage.
Join the group, go to my website and you will see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll definitely write all your details
Thank
and all
you.
your links in
I'll send you the links. Yeah.
Yeah, so people will be able to find you.
And I'm very happy to give your viewers a freebie. I have because sometimes we are not quite sure why we can't lose weight. Like, and as we talked about, having a lack of food when you were younger creates a struggle when you're older as an adult. We can have so many different reasons. Having people comment on your body and actually feeling safer with a layer of weight over your body. So no one's going to comment on your body. It's like, so there's so many different things there. So I have a weight loss blocker guide. So there's like 7 or 8 different ways that you could actually be blocking yourself from losing weight without even realizing it, because it's a subconscious thing. And an awareness is the first step in making changes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have this free weight loss blocker guide. If anybody wants it, I will give you the link for that too.
Yay.
Oh, super.
Wow.
Oh, that's really cool.
I'm in.
Yeah, me too. I need to drop a
Amazing.
little bit of weight again.
I just need to keep it going like it is.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like when you put on pants that or jeans that you just washed, and it's like,
Oh yes.
darn.
Yeah. Well, jeans that you used to be able to fit, but you don't anymore.
Yeah, and you have to stretch them out a little bit, and you're like, oh, thank goodness.
And
Oh,
your
it's
stomach
not
is
as
just
bad as I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Wow. It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and I like the membership idea.
Mm.
Thank
Because
you.
Really good idea.
I think you're right. It's the missing link, and not only for weight loss, but I think for more issues that people have. That can just be a missing link, because the reassurance that someone's there every week and shows up, is committed to help, and the hypnosis, the audios or the meditation, whatever. It's an ongoing healing, right? That's what we're doing. We're ongoing healing, no matter what's going on, food, weight or not. It's an ongoing healing.
It really is. And in many areas in life, because Anna and I talked about it a few days ago, about the accountability that if we don't have that, I have a tendency to stop doing what I actually love doing, but then life gets in the way and I don't have time and yada, yada, yada. And doing this today is also something that keeps me on track.
Yes.
So I have a husband who's a volunteer in the military, and he needs to get some of his people to join the activities, but they don't. So he's been talking about for them to have an accountability buddy to keep each other on post and motivated. So it's really,
I think people like accountability. It's just hard to take that first step.
Yeah, because we don't want to disappoint someone else.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Exactly.
exactly. So I think an accountability without judgment is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, well, I think that concludes our podcast for today.
Yeah.
Thank
it
you so much
does.
for having me. I really appreciate it.
And thank you so
it
much for
was
joining.
really good talking to you. Thank you for being on the show. And yeah, go ahead, Kat.
And for the freebie and the
Yes.
the video with the tapping as well when it's
Yes,
edited.
yes.
Please
When
send
it's
us the link.
edited, I will give you that link. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It'll be on YouTube, I think. Although I'm very bad about putting things on YouTube, but
I know the feeling.
We're expert now.
okay.
I
Sort
know.
of.
Going there.
Hey, we already had 26 YouTube videos, so we're
Yeah.
good. We're going.
We're going each
Okay.
week. Yeah.
Good
So,
job.
and if you like the video and if you want to follow us,
Oh yeah, because I would love to post this also on my Facebook page so that people then
Yeah.
can discover you or podcast. Both. Excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
both.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
We want to get ourselves.
Yeah,
out there.
both. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Well,
Okay.
like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell.
And see you again next week. And thank you, Collette.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Colette.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.